Initiating Scratch Track Saturday in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Anonymous. Saturdays.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sapo Studios Scratch Track Saturdays. You got your boy ASAP Froggy, the one, the only, Bingus Frog.
What's going on?
We are coming to y'all live from the art department in West Hollywood, California. It's a little cloudy, but that's okay.
A little cloudy, but it's always beautiful here at Sapo Studios.
It is.
And you got music on music on music today,
just
Dave.
it just always happens.
Always
I don't know.
a vibe.
It's on some playlist. It does a thing.
Yeah. It's working on its own. You're not even doing anything over there, right?
I don't do
I know the
anything,
buttons
man.
are just for show.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're really excited today, as Dave always says. We're super excited because
Got a special guest. Yes.
guest, because all of our guests are special. Today we have the band Caravan 22. I've got Valentino. 222. I've got Valentino, Tyler, Dash, and Jacob. I remember their names. That's more important than the 222, right?
That was good.
That's all that matters. We only had 2 people in our entirety of being a band get the name right. So it's usually Caravan 333, Caravan 222.
Well, what's funny is as much as we absolutely love every artist that comes through here, I have a ton of respect for musicians and artists of all kinds. I seem to fuck up everyone's names.
It's
like
just part.
Not people's names, but band names. I just have a knack for screwing that up.
That's
so.
fine.
It's par
Were
for the
we
course.
supposed to come up with frog names?
No.
Because we missed that in the email. I didn't say that we were coming.
So no. We
you
know what? Let me tell you who we are and where that comes from. That's actually a great point because we are Sapo Studios. Our goal is to bring the majority of profits and ownership rights back into the hands of artists. We operate under the umbrella of the Notorious Frog NFT project, aka Frogland. Do your own research, but get involved. We have plans to be here every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the foreseeable future and interview artists of all types, talking to them about the artist's journey and how they're turning their music or their art into a career. And that's where the frogs come from.
I love that. Froggy style.
So thank you so much for being here with us today. I guess the first question I would ask you is a controversial one, which is how did you decide that you were going to be the front man of the band?
I'm actually not the front man of the
All right,
band.
switch seats. Who's hopping in the hot seat? Who's taking the mantle?
I think we're all the front man of the band.
love
Me
that.
and Dash sing a lot of the songs together. There's also Amelia, who's not here today, but Amelia's singing a lot of leads as well.
You guys are a 7-piece band in total, huh?
7-piece band.
That is wild.
Because we want to make a lot of money, so that's why we do it. More people in the band, the more
Yeah, you got to
money.
split it more ways.
Yeah. That always makes sense in terms of taking more of a profit share.
Well, see, I found it very interesting that you guys are such a big band, and we were talking about this earlier, that it's like catching lightning in a bottle to even be able to find a band, find your members, and find the right people. So, what's your story of how you all met each other and how it all works?
Yeah, I mean it's a cool story. It is hard to make it all work because these guys are all really good players. So they're very sought after in the LA music scene
With huge egos.
Obviously, look at these guys. The egos. I mean, this one over here.
I can tell just by the facial expressions. These guys are trouble.
But yeah, I feel like it's hard. I don't know. I think we all really love the song. So the song, it always comes back to the song. I think we always we can play with a lot of different bands. We can play with a lot of different people, but we really like our songs. So I feel like that keeps us grounded enough to be like, yeah, let's make Caravan work. Even though Tyler's in tons of bands and our drummer Craig's in tons of bands. Jacob and Dash play with a bunch of people, so it's really hard to make it always work. But I feel like we just love the songs, so we'll always come together and get together and do the practices. And like I said, it's money first, obviously.
Of course, always money
first.
Right. Is songwriting a collaborative process for you guys? Does everyone contribute? Does everyone bring a piece of an idea in that you then mold together, or is one person responsible for that?
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, that's our main concept. I'll let Jacob maybe take this, if you don't mind, Jacob. You want to tell them how this was formed, because it kind of goes back to songwriting.
Jacob was like, I do mind, and I don't want to tell you how.
He's like, I'm just here to look cool.
Have we started the podcast yet?
Oh yeah, we're here.
There.
We're in
We're
it.
there.
Okay.
You're in. You're in Sapo Studios.
So yes, this was formed in 2016 in Valparaiso, Chile.
Oh wow.
As an artist residency, and the idea was to get as many songwriters from the San Francisco scene together, meet down there, and we would form a hodgepodge like songwriting crew and tour throughout the country.
And how did each of you find out about this, or did one of you start the collective?
I've been to a cafe with a computer one time in my life, and it was to write the invitation to all the musicians to meet me in Chile, and the only people who did were the crazy ones.
That's so cool, man.
Because you
That
can't
sounds
really
like
be
the
in your right
beginning
mind
of
to
a
trust
movie.
me to meet me in South America, and that we're going to have it all planned out. But we did, and then we also had a muralist, a clown, did like multiple
Gotta have a clown, man.
installations, festivals, and stuff, and it was really great. There was another guy, Nate Porter. So the 4 people who went down initially were Dash, Nate, Tino, and me.
And what were you doing in Chile initially? Did you live there already, or?
Oh no, I had a house there for a second with but that's
That's neither here nor there.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
That's for a whole other thing.
Yeah, I just had a lot of connections there, and then so it went really well. We went all up and down the coast and made some great connections, and then we came back to San Francisco, and first show was Great American Music Hall, and we were kind of like trading instruments. Like we ended up fighting over who got to play bass, which was like the opposite of what we thought.
Okay, wait. We have to slow down because we're already in San Francisco, and I'm not done with Chile because this is wild. So I need you to hand the microphone over to Dash.
So I was literally about to be like, Dash.
Yeah, and Dash, I want to know what about this amazing ad that Jacob put together said to you, I need to drop everything and run to Chile right now.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, really. But I was looking for a good time, and I found it.
You did, okay.
They had some arrangements made. There was a house that we ended up renting for a month.
Were you asked to provide any sort of material to show that you were actually, in fact, an instrumentalist? Or was he just taking your word for it and he
Just
would
show
take
up at the
whoever
door.
showed up in Chile?
Well, to be honest, he took Nate Porter's word for it.
Oh, wow. Throwing some shade at Nate.
And at the time, I was actually playing fiddle in the band a lot more.
That's cool.
And also, I played bass because I
So you were
fought for
part
it.
of the fight, yes.
Yeah, had to
Fair.
get in there, scrap it out.
Yeah. And you won.
I did for a song or two.
But explain to me exactly what this ad looked like. Was Jacob offering money? Was he offering like a bevy of women? Like what was down in Chile, that was waiting for you as far as the ad was concerned that said to you like this is a real opportunity?
Well, I had a good buddy, Nate. He was going down already, and they had already kind of put together this project for the artist residency. And they were just happened to be looking for a fiddle player, and Nate was like, "Oh, my buddy Dash, like he plays fiddle." And I just happened to have the cash and the time at this pinnacle moment, and I kind of was like, "Let's go."
That's wild.
And Nate seems to be a swindler of sorts, from what I'm gathering. So he convinced you to just run down there with him.
To a degree, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
That is so wild. That's
Yeah.
like the coolest like band story I've heard of
So,
how y'all.
so Jacob, I know you mentioned that Dash was one of the first down there. Did you guys show up in Chile as well, Tyler and Valentino, or did you meet them later on in San Francisco?
I wasn't there.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Tyler. We appreciate your contribution.
I was definitely there. Yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was me, Dash, Jacob, and Nate. And
Did Nate get you down there as well?
In a degree, yeah. It wasn't Jacob. It was actually Nate.
It was actually Nate. Okay.
Jacob. We all played in different bands in San Francisco. So really, it was Jacob and this other girl, Carolina, who lived in Chile. Who was like, it was called inverted parallel universe. So Valparaiso is also called Little Pancho or Panchito. So it's like Little Frisco, right? Little San Francisco, because it's a very similar landscape and city. So they have like a Golden Gate Bridge, and they have all that thing going on. So she was like, I want to invert the universe into this parallel universe and have people from San Francisco go to Chile and Chile to San Francisco, and like really just throw a wrench in the whole system. And we were like, oh, that sounds really cool. So she picked us out from different bands. It was like, you guys should go. And we were like, all right, I'm pretty out there. So I was like, yeah, let's go. And we literally had no songs going there. We are like, yeah, we have all these shows booked. What are we gonna play? And we're like, oh, well, let's write it when we get there.
That's
then
awesome.
we waited to write the songs.
And
Is that where Good Times came from?
no,
Okay.
no,
That's what.
we have a plethora of material. So like we kind of we're like going back to the songwriting thing. Like we're always writing songs because we're all songwriters. So we don't even play any of that material anymore. It's just always every few months there's like new stuff coming in. So
That's really cool.
yeah, it's fun.
That's really insane that like you guys were all just like, all right, screw it. In terms of leaving the other bands, was there a sense of like your other bandmates being like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, we still have this band? Or was it did it just so happen that all of you were like on the way out of the bands you were in already anyway? Like, how does that work?
I thought we kept our other bands going on as well while we were doing
so
it.
This was like
it wasn't a breakup
side
thing.
project.
Yeah, it was
initially.
actually it was actually supposed to be just for a month. We were like, we're gonna do this artist residency for a month, and that's gonna be crazy, and we'll come back and live our regular lives. And then we just like kind of, I don't know, we kind of got off on it, so we're still doing it.
Okay, so now we can kind of make the move to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now I feel comfortable. I'm ready.
You're cool with it? We're done with Chile.
Oh, wow.
We did a European tour.
Oh.
Portugal. We did a lot.
And what year was this?
In 2017, 18?
Every year we did something.
Okay, so
2018?
around 2018, Portugal, Spain, France, you do this European tour. You see that the band is vibing,
Yeah.
and now it's time to bring the circus
And the
to
van.
the States.
And the van is vibing.
the van,
David.
the,
Yeah.
yes,
is
the
vibing,
caravan is
yes.
vibing. We've got clowns, we've got instruments,
Poppers too. We did a lot
of poppers.
Yeah. Don't
So
forget- don't
even
forget
if you
that.
weren't playing well, you thought you were playing well, and so
No, I heard you guys sound checking. We did a little sound check. You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing to play on a record, right? And like record, and then people hear it. It's a whole other thing for it to sound just as good live.
Thank you,
So
David.
I think
Appreciate
that is a
I feel like-
statement to your guys' talent.
Thanks, David. I appreciate that. I feel like we always sound better live than we even record, but with the exception of like our last record, Country Bangers 1 and Country Bangers 2 that's coming out, and this preview of the song that we're going to play later. Besides those, I think those are really, really good, but our past stuff, I think, is not representative of how we can actually sound live. So,
Right.
And
I think we're better live.
in
most
terms
the time.
of live performance, sometimes bands try to play exactly how they wrote and try to recreate essentially the studio recording on
Yeah.
stage, and other bands want to kind of live in the moment, interpret the song how they're going to interpret it on that day. Do you guys do a little bit of both?
Jacob
or?
can't play the same thing twice.
See, that's
So
awesome.
an actual
That's great.
fact.
Okay.
I'm not trying to like throw him under the bus. He
Yeah.
literally cannot play the same thing twice. So
That
it's
must be
never
exciting
gonna
for you guys.
We're always just like, no, we don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Very excited.
Tyler's
Stoked.
the talkative one of the group, huh?
Yeah, Jacob doesn't play the same thing twice. I feel like it's always just it depends on the crowd, the vibe, the venue, the night, the amount of alcohol we've had.
Poppers. All right, so let me before we hop over to San Francisco, let me ask Tyler, because I can tell he's the most talkative of the group. I saw you playing a little bit of the slide guitar earlier, which is an instrument. If you
Steel
haven't,
guitar.
steel guitar,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Steel
That
sound great.
if you haven't seen it and you're in the audience listening, it looks like a guitar that's laid down on a table, and it looks like just the neck of the guitar, and you're basically playing it with either a metal or a glass piece over your fingers to make this kind of like almost wah-wah sound kind of thing going on. A lot of jam bands used it back in the day. You would have heard it a lot on the Allman Brothers tracks and
Robert
stuff like
Randolph
that.
and the Family Band.
Yep. So how do you fall into an instrument like that? Because that's not something that a lot of people play, I don't think.
Yeah. I think I didn't even know it existed till I saw Robert Plant play at the Greek Theater in Berkeley, and he had a pedal steel player, and so that's when I first discovered the existence of the instrument in the first place. And then I bought a cheap lap steel off of like Amazon, which is a lap steel is basically the neck without the pedals or knee levers, and the pedals and knee levers bend the strings.
Knee levers? You use your
which is
freaking knees?
more
Yeah, that's
Holy shit, I did
wild.
not know
you,
that.
You put your knees in between those bars and
What?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And because this isn't
I did
something
not
that a
know
lot of
that.
people play, you've made yourself invaluable to the band.
Yeah.
that was the idea all along, right?
Well, I feel lucky because it's gotten more and more. I mean, it's always been super popular in country music in general, but on the West Coast and in modern indie music and rock music in general. It's become really popular.
It's a cool instrument.
It's
Is it
cool.
difficult? Do you find that it translates very well from regular guitar to being laid down in that way?
It translates a little bit, but it's completely different. I'd say it took a while.
Was it a big learning curve?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
No, you
He's
may not.
he's the youngest
got him on a
pedal
roll
steel
now.
player you'll ever meet. Like, it takes 20 years to be decent at that instrument, and Tyler's like still like in his early 30s or 30s. So like, this is insane that he learned it so quick. He put in a lot of time for that.
That's very
That's
cool.
awesome, man. Good for you.
And Tyler is also, he was the best bass player in the whole Bay Area.
Wow.
So he was the bass player of the Bay Area before he jumped into this.
Oh wow! So
Thank you, Jacob.
So why did you
badass, dude.
move from bass to steel table?
I just wanted to learn it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Love for music. That's awesome.
It's a beautiful instrument, and yeah,
And-
took a long time of sounding bad. But
and,
yes.
and do you prefer it now to bass?
Yes and no. Bass for me is completely different.
Yeah.
And I play bass in a lot of bands and still love playing bass and play guitar too. So I kind of hop around a lot.
Got you. Okay.
So-
So let's go back to Jacob, and you were trying to take us to San Francisco from Europe. So explain that whole thing in terms of you're coming off the tour. Now I think that's when you guys met up with Tyler. How did that whole thing go? Oh, we're laughing about how the U.S. tour went. So there were some shenanigans, huh?
The idea was to every year do something extravagant. And we ended up, we roll into San Francisco having been together, brothering out, like writing songs in South America. Then we get to San Francisco and then like basically kind of like form a scene in San Francisco all of a sudden. And it's just this great time. So we like, well, we got to do this again. So the next year we did Portugal, Spain, France. Then the next year we did the U.S. in a bus. And then right months before the pandemic. And so when the pandemic happened, we were like, thank God we could get rest.
It was like a much needed break.
And so it was really good for all of us to mellow out. And so we were like, we had already got all our kicks in for a while. So
you made a lot of, or Valentino made a lot of jokes about the money side of the business initially, but it sounds like you guys are traveling, doing things for the love of the music, having a blast. Has it mostly been just kind of about the love of the music, and then whatever happens?
we have. Yeah, this costs us money, basically.
Heard that.
Pay to play. If it wasn't for like our relations with recording studios and people who wanted to record us, and then sheer luck, randomly making enough money the night before our tire bust in Colorado to be able to pay it, and then the tire people turns out they love rock and roll and have a farm. Like some tire that fits, it's been sheer just wild times. So
And-
it's documented.
Oh, you have
we
a
have-
documentary in
we
the
have,
works
like,
of the whole.
14 to 16 hours of VHS
Wow.
footage.
Has anyone started, like,
it's amazing.
editing it?
I've watched it all a few times. It's nuts. Yeah,
That is amazing.
All right, I'll pass it on.
Yeah, whose
really
idea
cool.
was that to record everything?
Andrew Patron, who's a really good homie of ours who plays in LA now too.
Cool.
Are you guys
and
still like
Nate
recording
Porter.
stuff now? Like,
But the VHS tape, like the documentary.
yeah. Like, still making-
Yeah, I guess I guess he is still.
See, that's so cool, man. Like,
So here's the thing. So Nate Porter has this really cool idea, and I'm gonna leak it. It's a cool idea. So we're gonna record all this VHS tape, and then we're gonna like get dressed up as like really old people and like get a makeup done and looking really, really, really old, and then do like a mockumentary about the VHS tape and act like it was from 1988 and that we're all like in our 70s, and we'll
That is
talk
so
about the
great.
tour.
That's so.
It
good.
sounds very like
That's so good.
documentary now. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen
exactly.
that. Like
That's
Bill
the vibe.
Hader.
That's the
Okay,
vibe.
wait. I have a very, very important question for myself, for Dave, for our audience. Who the fuck is Nate Porter?
Wait, are we here to just promote Nate's shit?
Well, I don't know, man, because we've heard a lot about this fucking Nate Porter. He's dragging y'all to Chile. There's all sorts of crazy ideas he has. He's showing up with VHS camcorders. Like, who the fuck is
Secretly
Nate Porter?
making the documentary.
Nate Porter is one of our best friends. He's a brother. He helped create this band, and like he's probably
Is he one of the members of the band?
not anymore. I mean, he's in and out, but like
Okay.
you know, we're all kind of a collective, so it's not really like, you know, he's always welcome. Of course, he's like probably one of the best songwriters I've ever met in my life. Like this guy can write. Yeah, that's who Nate Porter is. I mean, look him up. Look up his music. It's insane. His lyrics are some of the most potent things you'll ever hear.
Gotcha.
Truly.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, take me into your songwriting process. You said that it's a collaboration.
Same thing, David.
Oh,
Dave
very
length,
nice
man.
Dave
It's
length
bizarre.
moment there,
I
yeah.
was literally just thinking that.
Said Dave length. It's a little thing we have.
Oh, really?
We're,
Okay.
we're attached
Dave,
in a
yeah.
lot of brain waves.
That's
But yeah, take me into the songwriting process. So, if you're all songwriters and you've all got ideas all the time for songs, you know, it seems like you guys are a democracy and that everyone's friendly here. But you know, I haven't seen behind the scenes. Maybe it's very contentious. And you know, you roughhouse and decide beating the crap out of each other who's gonna take the lead on each song.
I've
But-
only choked Jacob once.
only once. But no, how do you decide who's going to be presenting their songs that day or whatever? And how does that process go in terms of putting a song together?
Yeah. I mean, songwriting is probably my favorite topic to talk about, honestly. And it's always different. So I feel like there's no correct answer. There's no wrong answer. It's just I guess sometimes I'll come with the song we're going to play later. I came with that pretty knowing what I wanted. Like I kind of wrote all the changes out for the most part.
Are you talking about the song you're going to play live or the song that we're going to play?
The song you guys are going to play?
Well, why don't we use this as the talk up? So tell us
All right,
specifically
all right,
for
there
that
you go.
song.
Yeah,
good job, yeah.
Specifically for that song, how the collaboration went, how the song writing
Totally.
process went.
Yeah, because I feel like every song is going to be different, right? So
Sure.
like, it's just like, I mean, Dashel writes songs his own way. Jacob writes songs his own way. Tyler, like everybody's just has their own process, and I don't even think there's any formula, right? So there's never like I'm not like, oh, this is what I do first, and then I'm going to do this, and then it's just always different. So
Does
this
it just
song-
come through you like
Yeah.
an antenna? sort
Yeah,
of
it
thing?
does, and it always reminds me of like I know this is cheesy and cliche, but Bob Dylan always like said that he didn't even like write the songs. You know, it's just kind of like he was channeling, almost like I don't know, like just somebody who's just hearing things through them. And
Yeah, we've had a lot of artists on our show talk to us about being conduits for the music and
Conduits.
for,
So
for art in
interesting.
general, and that's
Totally.
definitely a thing.
Totally. I think there's definitely some truth there with that. This song, I think, is called Just Like a Bronco and has nothing to do with Ford Broncos or O.J. Simpson, as contrary as it sounds. But I think I wrote it unconsciously. I don't even want to say what it's about because I'd rather people just make their own assumption of what it's about. It sounds like a very love song, like kind of a lovesick song between two, like it's a ballad with me and Amelia singing, and it sounds like it's really about a relationship, but to be honest, it's not. It's more about like me.
Okay, so why don't we hear the
Super
song and then
interesting.
I'm going to talk to you and kind of break down the process a little bit further than what you just described.
Let's go.
And I think it's so important that you look at it as though like your art, once you're done with it, let the people interpret it. You don't feel the need to like tell them
It's hard.
this is
right?
what
'Cause,
it's
like,
about. Like
I'm not controlling, but I'm a little like specific, and I really want to paint a picture, and I want people to see what I like had in mind and like what I was feeling. I really want to portray that, but at the same time, like you can't do that.
Yeah,
you
I-
gotta let people do it.
I've brought it up on the show before. There was a great interview with Paul Simon where he talks about once you've written the song and it's out in the public, it's no longer yours.
it's not yours anymore.
You
yeah.
know, it's people will misremember song lyrics, so then they sing it their own way.
Yeah.
People will remember melodies different, but the song becomes the audiences, and they put their
Yeah.
own interpretations and meanings on things, and you made it, but it's no longer yours.
I love that. That's
interesting.
That's the beauty of the song, right?
Yeah. All right, so let's hear Like a Bronco, Caravan 222.
Our memories will meet this time tomorrow. Oh, but don't think of love that way, where your dreams shall fall. Mine shall follow, and our song every song on stage. 10 million people singing every single word they've heard. It's so easy when you're riding that high. It's so easy when you're riding that high. It's too easy when you're riding that high. Whoa, whoa. It's so easy when you're riding that high. It's too easy when you're riding that high. A wildfire in the night. It's just like a bronco. And so our love will grow through the flames. Yes, and page after page will burn as the song goes. In a wild summer night, wanna see all the city lights just one more time, then let me go, just like a bronco.
All right, cool song. And
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like it's very cinematic.
I was
should
thinking
be-
the same thing.
It should be like the backdrop for a film.
Yeah, I love the imagery in the song, and the one line that stood out for me was I'll have to grow through the flames, because I've definitely felt that before, and that's greatness is forged in the fire, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I have this like image. I've never told these guys this, but like I don't know. Maybe I saw it on a commercial or something. But like a bronco, like an actual like horse, like a bronco, and like flames. But like being like a bronco in flames, so cheesy. But I just like love the imagery. Yeah, like that.
I mean, like there's imagery that
Yeah.
was painted in my head
Cool.
because of it. So,
And I mean,
you did your job, you know.
Sometimes when you're talking about things that are cheesy or cliches, I mean, cliches are cliches for a reason, right?
Right.
Like, we think things are cheesy maybe because we've seen them a million times, but like, we've seen them a million times because they were representative of a great idea initially, right? So, nothing wrong with that.
Totally.
So take me through the songwriting process specifically for this song. What's the first piece of this song that was created and brought to the group, and who created it, and what did that look like?
I mean, I think this has been building because like we're huge fans of old country, like 60s, 70s, cosmic, Americana, country rock. Like, so obviously
The lifestyle or the music?
unfortunately they go hand in hand. You can't live it unless you can't ride it unless you live it, right? But like, so
Barney's Beanery is just right down there.
Barney's
Beanery.
Oh, I got to talk about Barney's Beanery, but we'll do that afterwards.
But yeah, I feel like it's been building. So like we've been covering this song called Hot Burrito Number One for like a couple years now, and we did a whole
Great name.
Yeah, right. Do you know the song? It's great.
don't.
It's Flying Burrito Brothers. It's Graham Parsons'
Awesome.
band, and people should know that, and they don't. But so we did a whole Flying Burrito Brothers like cover set for a couple Halloweens or whatever, and I feel like that like vibe has been like seeking into our like music and our songwriting. Like, and then they have like the coolest pedal steel player, Sneaky Pete, on pedal steel. So like Tyler's a big Sneaky Pete fan, of course. Sorry to speak for you, Tyler. Just it's true. But like, so we've been it's been seeking in, and then I just was like, it's about effing time we do a ballad like that. But like, I want to do Emmylou, Grant Parsons style of a ballad country song, kind of Roy Orbison, Love Hurts vibe. And then so that I actually I never do that way. I usually just let the song write itself, but I intentionally was like, I want to write a song like this. And then I sat down and picked out some chords, put some capos on some things, took capos off things, put capos back on things, and then just moved it around, decided where I wanted to sing it in the register. I came up with the melody, and then just let the words kind of write itself. And
is the songwriting process democratic enough and collaborative enough for the other guys to be able to say, this is really great, but I would tweak that, I would change that, let's drop those lines, let's bring in something a little bit stronger for the hook?
I mean, it definitely is. I mean, I think we all have an open dialogue that way. It takes a little bit of an ego death, just be like, oh, you don't like that. Ugh. I know the first time I showed this song to Jacob, I don't even know if he remembers because he was pretty drunk, but like I showed him the song and he was just like, it's not done yet. Like, it's not done. And I was like, fuck, I think it's done. It's done. But he was right. It wasn't done. I had to go back and finish it.
So what brings it to be done? Because I feel like as for musicians and songwriters, that's the hardest part, especially for people, any artist, really, any art, whether you're writing a script, a book, doing a painting.
Yeah, I mean,
like
even
for you guys, when is it done?
The South Park guys talking about like 6 days to air, like they wish they could work on each episode for a month longer, and they would if they could. So it's like, yeah, how do you put a cap on that?
I think it's become like experience. So like we've sat on songs and molded them over, and then we just don't like the song anymore, and we're done with it. And it's like we're not even going to release that because now we're not into it. It's not.
Do you
our
think
passion.
you're not into it because you mowed it over so many times?
I think so.
Yeah.
And you've gotten too close to it.
You lost the soul. You lost the
Right.
special part of it when it was new and like fresh. So like this song, we're really stoked about right now because we just recorded it 10 days ago.
Cool.
So it's like, oh, we love it. Don't touch it anymore.
Right.
Put it out. Let's put it out like now. Like let's stop. Like let's not listen to it a bunch of times. Like put it out.
So that was an exclusive.
That was an exclusive. We've never,
awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool. Sapo Studios exclusive. We love that.
we love exclusives and we love alpha. So is there ever a sense of veto power that the initial songwriter has to say, you know what, I appreciate what you're telling me, but you're wrong. This song is done. It's what I want it to be, and hopefully you guys will back me up in playing it because this is my vision.
Does anybody else want to take that or want me?
I don't think we even get there.
I don't think we get there either.
See, that's cool.
It's pretty mellow. I think it's like we're open to it. Like, oh, what then come. I think it's like it's one of those things where like, okay, if you don't think it's there, what's gonna get it there? Like, come with the talk minus action equals shit kind of thing. So like, give me like what we should do.
Right. See, I like that a lot.
Like, well, what would you do?
Wait, here, pass the mic so we can hear you.
Yeah, then it comes like, well, what do you want to do?
Right.
Like in a kind of bolsterous way.
Right.
Like, do it. What do you got?
Yeah.
You know? So it's all like everyone's just like, what do you got? And we're just trying to give everything we got to it to create. it.
There's a certain like energy about you guys and like vibe that I feel like you're just doing to do. Like there's not too much like you're not too hard on yourselves. Is that true? As artists,
we grew up in the Nike era.
It kind of feels like
In
you
an
guys aren't
area
like
of
super
just
harsh
do
on
it.
yourselves as
Just
artists.
do it.
Where I feel like a lot of people like you're your own worst enemy and you hold yourself back a little bit. There's like a certain vibe about you guys that it's just like I don't want to say too much go with the flow, but it's like you're going with the flow.
Well, I think that's what the whole band was built on, right? Like going to Chile, like just go with it.
Yeah.
Like go to like it's cosmic. You just kind of let things happen.
It's coming out of you guys.
Yeah.
I will say that. I can sense that, and I'm inspired by that. And I think more artists should take that because like that gets you to do something.
Yeah.
Instead of just sit in your head all day.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to. I mean. You could be like, oh, we were born in the wrong era because, like, in the 70s and 60s, maybe that was, like, more the vibe. I mean, yeah, we're not on TikTok. We're not, like, promoting the shit out of ourselves. Trying
will
to,
be.
like, hey, we made it. We're on TikTok. Yeah, like, okay. But,
Viral spiral. I like that.
I think we are very, very passionate about certain things, and taking ourselves super serious is not one of them.
Well, and I just kind of want to go back to Dave's initial question when he talked about how there's 7 members of the band and how do you get that all to jive? It's like, are you guys in group therapy or something? Like, what the fuck? Like, 7 people in general, it's hard to just like hang out and for like conflicting opinions not to arise. And like, granted, we're not there during the songwriting process, and we're seeing you know, in this isolated instance. So maybe you guys are always butting heads.
Telagos,
you know, but it does feel like there's a major sense of camaraderie, which is so hard to accomplish for an extended period of time.
And how many years
when
did you guys say you've stood the test of time? You guys have been together for 7 years?
We've been together like 6 years, like 7 years.
So see, how the hell do you get along so well?
Well, I think first and foremost, we are all friends first, which is, I know, like, I've been in bands. I've been in a lot of bands, but I've been in bands that are like you're just there to play music, and I want to hang out with you outside of this like rehearsal space. You know, we all hang out. Like, we actually like each other. Like, but we like each other so much that it does get to the point where someone's like, there's some tension sometimes. We're not all like this nice all the time. Yeah. Like, I have choked Jacob once.
That wasn't a joke.
That was not a joke. It wasn't a joke.
It looks like Jacob wants to say something about that. No,
looks like Jacob's about to get up.
He choked the shit out.
Why'd you choke him, man? Do we want to get into that?
I don't remember. I was trying to get on top of a bus while we were on the interstate, and he wouldn't let me, and I got mad.
So he hurt you. He hurt you to save you.
Basically.
Okay, it was a loving choke.
Yeah. Is that even what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. That was another incident. Yeah, just tour shenanigans.
Is it in the documentary?
There's footage on VHS of everything.
Okay, good. That's awesome.
Yes, and it's digitized, and I have it on 3 different hard drives.
Do you guys?
And it's on the internet.
Have you guys only watched it, or like started to edit through any of it?
I invite people over, and I'll put it on, and they don't want it to go off. They're like, "Wait, what? What is going on?"
Is
and
this
just like, "This is where this happened," and it's crazy.
Is
it's
this
like,
just an idea now, or is this really something that you are going to turn into an actual cut documentary?
Because if there's any stories you want to talk about right now, and then we'll edit in the footage, the clips. Like, here's the start.
I mean, if you take Dig, for instance, you know, the Brian Jonestown Massacre documentary, which was compiled from like, you know, a decade of footage, and now they're doing the Sundance 20th anniversary with like Joel, the tambourine player, narrating it after 20 years. So it's kind of.
So you're saying in another 10, 15 years we'll get to see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really cool. Or no, just the makeup. Put on the makeup, look old.
Right.
Finish it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's an amazing
Submit it to
concept.
Sundance.
You know, we were encouraged by people at the beginning of this endeavor to be filming everything, and we didn't.
And we
it was a
started in my
mistake.
kitchen, you
It
know,
was a
and then
mistake.
got gifted. That would have been so cool to film all.
Yeah, to just document everything.
Yeah, how we ended up.
Oh, you guys have a great studio. This is
well,
really
we
nice.
started off in his kitchen.
Yeah.
So there really was like a story of growth, and we're still growing to wherever we're going to be at the end of this thing. But yeah,
there's no
it
end, man.
Right.
You can never leave
leave.
Sapo Studios.
Let's interview you guys now. So, how'd you guys meet?
We're the Daves. But yeah, man, you guys are your energy is infectious, and I'm trying to download some of that for myself.
So did you
Yeah.
wind up ultimately leaving all of the other bands that you were in to make this side project your main project, or are you still in all of those other bands separately?
We're all in other bands. I'll let Tyler answer this.
I left all the bands I played with in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And joined a bunch of bands down here.
Nice.
I actually came down here first, and then they all joined, so I left this band and then came down here, but then they all followed me, so I joined up again.
Well, then that's what I was going to ask, was like, how do you guys all end up in Los Angeles?
How?
Yeah.
Just after the pandemic, I wanted to move. I said, fuck it.
And everyone just followed you because you're clearly the rambunctious one of the group.
I am.
He's the best bass player in the Bay Area.
Are you
He's a great
quietly
steel.
the rambunctious one? Because like there's a very you seem like the most mellow, but that could be like a
I think
a
I may
sneaker
be the
attack.
most mellow.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and are you able to keep up with the rest of these guys when you're on tour? Oh, dangerous question.
Yeah, I think so.
He's like, yeah, I choked him out like 5 times.
Yeah, everyone's choking Jacob just for laughs.
Jacob's like, what the
Jacob's like,
fuck,
wait,
man?
what? Huh?
Everyone chokes Jacob out.
Nice.
Eventually.
Before and after every show.
Before and after every show, yeah. It's a vocal exercise. No, but do you guys like the tour life, or do you feel that it's draining ultimately? Because I know that whether it's comedians or musicians, a lot of people feel like there's this sense of there's never a place you can call home. You're always on the move, and it does get a bit exhausting. Do you feel that way, or is it just exciting?
I personally really love it. You definitely have those lows of like sitting in a van for 8 hours eating shitty food, being like, what the fuck am I doing? But then you get to the show and you play a sick show and you meet people. You're in a new city. You know, you're having fun random nights in a random city that you're kind of lost in. So I love it, and I'll never stop, I don't think.
I do
awesome.
Want to get to the live performance so that we can really enjoy that and do all the songs you guys wanted to do. I just kind of want to ask each of you if you can go down the line and tell me if there was one moment within the course of this venture that it felt to you like, this is awesome, this all clicks, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
You're on the right
and
track.
I don't know if that's, someone seeing your show and coming up to you afterwards and saying that was amazing and you feel validated, or you're in the show and you're listening to the song and you're like, damn, this is fucking great. Like, what is that for each of you?
I got a good one. Probably when we were in Chile, when we first started, we played this club, pretty big club called in this town called Concepcion, and there's like multiple stages. It's kind of a rave, but it's also kind of a rock and roll show. We went all out. We had makeup on. We had these crazy outfits. Dashiell got what was it? A pneumonia. He got pneumonia. He was literally near death. Like, I've never seen somebody so sick backstage. But they like put us up, so we stayed there, and it was very cold. He was backstage, and like we had to go play this show because there's hundreds of people there, and we gave him a shot of tequila and cocaine inside of it, and he did a shot, and like we went and played the show, and we fucking killed, and it was so successful.
So that's the secret: tequila and cocaine.
And he went right back to bed after we were done. But we played this song called "Psychedelic Street Dog Fever." And we've only played it once, and it was at that show, and I don't even remember how it goes, but like it's a crazy song. We kind of nailed it, killed the set, and we're like, he's like dead. We're like walking back up. It's like up these stairs into our backstage where we're also staying the night. And there was this DJ there that night who was from Japan, and he was sitting at the top of the stairs, and we were walking up. He goes, "Psychedelic Street Dog Fever."
And you're like, this
I was like,
is my life.
We're big in Japan.
We're big in Japan.
Dude, we made it.
Whenever we wrote the song, we said this is going to be big in Japan.
We literally
You wrote it and you said this is going to be
That's
big in
bizarre.
Japan. Wait, hand the mic over. I can't hear him.
Yeah, we made a joke writing. We're like, man, this is going to be big in Japan. Then whenever literally a couple days after, this Japanese DJ came up and yelled this at us as we're all coming off stage, and we were like, yeah, that was a moment.
Okay, wait. So that was
That's
Valentino's
bizarre.
moment. Do you share that same moment, or is there another moment that was? Okay, we can go in
you
order.
said go down
Sure.
the line, yeah.
No, I want to hear from everyone. We didn't have to go in order, but that's fine. That's fine.
You said down the
All right,
line,
guys.
man.
No. They were calm for a while. Now they're yelling at me. No, I'm just
You're gonna
kidding.
get choked out. Dave.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
What was the question? One moment applied to this band?
Yeah.
That like lets
Since
you know you were on the right track.
Yeah, or that things just felt right. Things clicked for you. It felt like this was an endeavor that was worthwhile after all. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tyler's trying to figure that out.
This is right now on this show.
Well, no. I don't know if it's a single moment, but for me personally, I joined this band when I was like 20 years old called Everyone Is Dirty back in the Bay. Great band. Still going.
Still dirty.
And still dirty. And when I was 20, I just started touring all the time and like playing with this band, playing big shows. And that moment I came from like going to junior college, not knowing what I was doing, to that. And then I was just like,
this is it.
this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
That's
I don't care.
awesome.
So
Cool, man.
So not one particular moment, but
But it was
Yeah,
music.
so-
it was music then.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it
I,
was
yeah,
music for
I
you.
figured it out around then.
It was the connection to
Yeah.
how you felt when you were playing.
Yeah,
music.
the music and the whole.
So yeah,
Adventure of it all.
basically, like one of your other bands gave you a sense of accomplishment, and not this one. I'm just fucking with you.
They were really good.
They're a really good band.
They're a really
Jacob
good band.
says, "Okay, well,
They're really dirty,
Jacob
but-
approved." And for you, Dash.
I think I'm still waiting to find out if I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, Valentino's the only one that's in it.
No, I would say somewhere along the lines of like, it's like memories I'll never forget that are hard to recall, if that makes any sense.
It's the brownouts that we live for.
I like that a lot. That's
I
good.
don't know. I think it was yeah, somewhere like
It's
late
the
nights,
pictures
like
we look
writing
back
these
on.
tunes together and the laughs and the comedy that goes on. I don't know. There's a lot of like camaraderie and brotherly love there, I guess. So somewhere in all that.
That's cool. And the one that gets choked out the most, I'm curious if if you felt that way yet. Was it in the middle of losing oxygen during one of these chokeouts that you really had this realization? Man, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
I would say when I think back about all our experiences, there's one that kind of like really kind of profoundly, I was like, I'm in the right place right now. And it was, we were in Portugal staying in this white dungeon. That's not what I'm.
Dash
that's
is
not,
like
no.
Jesus.
So that's the beginning of the story.
Okay, yeah.
And we were
Dash is like, that's when you felt like everything clicked.
It's like that was when I thought I was
you know,
going
we
to
have
leave.
the White Dungeon song and all this stuff, but then we were like, where are we going to go next? And we literally spun a globe and someone put a finger down, and it was this island called Culatra off the coast of Portugal. So we went there.
You guys are cool.
You guys are awesome.
It was your
You guys are
birthday. And we were in this island. We had to take a ferry too, and it's just the weirdest thing. They're like, "What are y'all? Why are you?" There's a band with our instruments going to this island, and we're there. And then I just have this memory of I take a hike. We walk down the beach, and all of a sudden there was a giant storm coming, and we were on this island, and like had to get all the way back. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm in the right place. Well, we met this guy named Jan who can you, memory, we need all of us to recall.
Yeah, the four of you are a brain.
I got one brain. So we met this dude named Jon. He's probably not alive anymore, but he's like this
rest in peace.
German dude who moved to Culatra and just decided to live off the radar and not pay any bills, and he made this crazy shanty shack on the beach and has solar power that he made and all this crazy stuff, and
Jesse Ventura style.
Jesse Ventura shit. And Jan fucked with us hard, and met him, and that was he showed us around the town.
How did he fuck with you?
I mean, liked us.
I thought he was always pulling pranks on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, probably. Yeah, he
He's
was
what?
he was 80.
Oh wow. Okay.
He was 80, and
Cool.
we went to the town, got fucked up with him. I got drunk and shit, and I got to carry him home. And he was just he was our buddy. We just met this dude, and he was that was inspiring. I think that was Caravan's almost our mascot. That is our cosmic.
It's like
energy.
your spirit child.
That's our spirit child. That pretty much portrays Caravan in a nutshell. Jon, that's
wow.
it.
That's cool.
Where does the name Caravan 222 come from?
Caravan, I think we just named before we went to Chile, and then 222, we would see 222 everywhere, on flights, on buses, and it became our it's like an angel number, so we kind of have it tattooed right here.
That's really cool.
And it's we just decided to put that on the name.
All right. Well, I definitely want to get to this live performance. The last question I'm going to leave with is, and you don't all have to contribute, but you can. Is there a sense of it's such a hard business, whatever art you're trying to do, right? And I'm sure there are times when it's do I really want to keep going? What keeps you going, and what is it about this business that you're you can't walk away from it? What is the fire inside that keeps you magnetized to this
music,
this masochistic lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean,
Talago.
Yes. We'd like to shout out our brand partner Talago.
Cheers.
We're all drinking some
Cheers.
Talagos on the show, having a
Cheers,
good time.
Talago.
Hey, thanks, man. You reminded me to shout our brand partners out.
Cheers, y'all.
Hey, cheers.
hey.
Hey.
Shout out.
Hey. All right. You got in the plug, man.
Sorry, sometimes you got to shoot your shot.
Yeah. A man of few words, but they're gold when they come out. I like it.
I think it's the music and the songs, really. It's like sometimes you think it's like, yeah, sometimes you are going, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? And, you know, it's always like, it's always darkest before the dawn, I guess. It's like always like,
True.
yeah, you never know what's going to be around the next bend, but it always seems to be like brighter.
I love that. There's a quote that stood out to me this morning when I read it from Jerry Garcia. It says, music should be holy. When it becomes a business, the music is designed to make money, then the music doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Hell yeah.
And I think that translates so much to just keep going, you know, because you're connected to the music. I don't know if I cut you off.
Well, for me, I think it's like the community too. Like in this town in particular, and you know, most towns probably, but all of my friends are so talented, and I admire their music and I admire what they do, and I think they all should be so famous and known. So yeah, I mean, that's it for me.
Cool.
That makes sense. I really like that quote, Dave. That was really cool. Yeah, I think that's it. That's Caravan's vibe, and essentially. Just like we love the songs.
Yeah, and that's why I think it. I read it this morning, and I just kind of like
Yeah.
looked past it. But through this conversation, I was like thinking back to that. I think it resonates with where you guys come from. Just the energy that comes off you guys. Like, you know, I admire that a lot, and
Oh yeah.
keep going because your music's awesome.
Yeah.
And we
I-
can't wait to see you play live.
Yeah, I would love to hear your music too.
Yeah, absolutely,
we
man.
can exchange that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have something special when one of your band members gets choked out over and over again and sticks with the project.
Stays
So, you know, there's real love here, guys.
I mean, Jacob's the band leader. He's like
he's the band
he's in
leader.
it.
Yeah, I could tell he's got the glasses on. He's Mr. Hollywood.
Before we hop over to the live show, tell us about your upcoming gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, where can people go and see you?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We're playing Caravan Ballroom on February 23rd. We're opening, so it'll be on around 8 o'clock. Buy tickets now because it is selling pretty quickly. We're opening for Levitation Room and Boogerins.
And where can people get tickets?
Probably on their website. Yeah, go to Caravan Ballroom.
Cool.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Or just type that into Google.
You're really hoping that that's their website. I can tell. All right, cool.
.net, .org.
Right.
One of those.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a short break while we move over to the live performance, and then we're going to go ahead and do that. For those of you that are listening in the audience, thank you so much for being with us here today on this beautiful Saturday. Thank you for being here with Caravan 222.